Hello guys, what we're going to be looking at today is doing a constraint in Inventor. So what I want you to do is go to this area across the top on the student drive, so M Drive Tech, Miss Woofenden, Key Stage 4, Year 10 RM, and into the Gadget Tidy folder. You'll see highlighted below here the Podium parts copy me. I want you to right click and copy the file. You're going to paste it into your own documents, please. So double check you're definitely in your own documents, right click and paste. It might take a couple of minutes for the file to actually paste across in there. It's quite a lot of data it's got to copy. Okay. Once you've pasted the file, I want you to go to the Autodesk Inventor icon on your desktop. Double click it once and leave it to load. It'll take quite a long time to open up. At the bottom you'll see this white bar moving along as it does. In the middle of the screen in a bit, if you get an icon that says Start Learning or Start Working, you need to click on Start Working. Again, it takes quite a long time for this to open, but when it does, I want you to open up an assembly. You can go up to New if you're struggling to find assembly on the actual background, but hopefully it will appear on this middle screen. Click Assembly, and it'll take a while to load. You'll see the loading at the bottom left of the screen. When it's opened, you'll see on the left-hand side it says Assembly 1. We're going to save this into your area so you can see exactly what we're doing with it. So go into your documents. So it's the one with your name on in the drop-down area. Try and find the Podium folder that you pasted into your documents and save it in there. I suggest that you name it Podium Assembly or something like that you'll know what it is later on. The name of the assembly will be changed in the top left. If it still says Assembly 1, you have not saved your work. Now, I've given you all of the parts, so what you're going to do is click Place and find the Podium parts that you pasted into your area. So it should be in your documents, and you open it up and you've got base, left, middle and right. I want you to open base first and left click on the page to place it. Now if you wave your mouse around, it'll give you the option of placing more. You only want one, so right click and OK. That is now the base on your area, and if you hover over it, it will show you that that is the part that you have got. We're going to place the left-hand side next, so go back into your documents, into the Podium assembly items that you pasted over earlier, at the left-hand side, and open it up. Again, we only want one. Doesn't matter where you put it. Right-click OK, and use this zoom tool so that you can see all the parts. Now you'll see these are over the top of each other. It doesn't matter, we're going to move them using the constraints. Again, if you hover over the side or on top of the parts, you can see that it shows you which one is which if you get confused. Up at the top, we want to go on the constraint tool. It's got this little red line joining two boxes up. We're going to use that to attach these two parts together in the right places. You have got one called mate and you have got one called flush. So we want to put the flush tool so that the two faces with the arrows we click on line up next to each other. You'll see no matter where I put it, there are little arrows. We want it on the top two parts like that. and you'll see those go completely flat, completely flush. Click apply, and then do the same again for the sides. So make sure you've got the arrow on the correct part. You want it on the whole face, not on the edges. Okay, and those two match up as well. Click apply. The last one we want to do is sit that on top of the base. So instead of making it flush, we're going to put them so that they're facing each other. So we want this bottom part here on top of the base. This orbit tool here, if you left click on that, it allows you to turn your parts round so that you can actually get to click onto the other side of the base. It needs to be inside the circle. You left click, hold the left mouse button down and turn it. Click OK when you've got it in the right place and select the face now that you can see it. There we go. I want you to experiment with joining all of them up so that you have essentially a little podium. You need to open all of the different files and put them next to each other. If you have a whoopsie and mess one of these up, right click and click delete. Then you'll be able to have another go. So place the other two parts. You want the middle and you want the right hand side, and you want them to line up next to each other.